Assuming you're searching for HEX cost expectations figure for 2024, 2024, 2025, 2030 and need to know where the cost of HEX will go from now on. We will break down the past costs of HEX and we'll figure out what specialists are talking about its future cost activities. If it's not too much trouble, remember that you want to take this expectation and each and every forecast with the goal that this is just the idea of some market master investigators. Also, foreseeing something so amazing is totally unthinkable. However, we will make an honest effort. We should begin. As per the most recent information accumulated, the ongoing cost of HEX is $0.015 and HEX is at present positioned #265 in the whole crypto environment. The dissemination supply of HEX is 173,411,074,413 with a market cap of $266,560,320. In the beyond 24 hours, the crypto has been diminished by 3.18% in its ongoing worth. Assuming we analyze the ongoing business sector cap of the HEX with yesterday's, you can see that the market cap is additionally down. HEX is confronting a tough time jumping aboard with other crypto coins. The HEX is down to nearly 12.22% over the most recent 7 days. The coin is as yet showing gambling with outlining sections for recent days. The coin could major areas of strength for have yet. We don't believe that it would a productive resource in present moment. We foresee future HEX cost expectation checks estimate by applying profound computerized reasoning helped specialized investigation on the past value information of HEX. We give a valiant effort to gather most extreme verifiable information for the HEX coin, which incorporate different boundaries like past cost, HEX market cap, HEX volume, and barely any more. On the off chance that you are hoping to put resources into advanced cryptographic forms of money and need great profit from your ventures, try to peruse our expectations. HEX value forecast rundown. HEX is at present evaluated at $0.015 on the lookout. HEX is expected to arrive at a greatest cost of $0.036 constantly 2025. Our HEX long haul estimate for 2050 recommends HEX possibly going somewhere in the range of $1.96 and $2.23. The typical extended cost for HEX in 2030 is supposed to be $0.0235, with expected fluctuations somewhere in the range of $0.0227 and $0.0259. HEX is determined to arrive at a typical cost of $1.40 toward the finish of 2040. HEX value forecast 2024. The cost of one HEX is supposed to reach at the very least degree of $0.021 in 2024. The HEX cost can arrive at a most extreme degree of $0.024, with the typical cost of $0.022 all through 2024. HEX value expectation 2025. The cost of HEX is anticipated to reach at least degree of $0.031 in 2025. The HEX cost can arrive at a greatest degree of $0.036, with the typical cost of $0.032 all through 2025. HEX value figure for 2026. The cost of HEX is anticipated to reach at the very least worth of $0.047 in 2026. The HEX cost could arrive at a most extreme worth of $0.054, with the typical exchanging cost of $0.048 all through 2026. HEX value expectation 2027. As per our profound specialized examination on past value information of HEX, in 2027 the cost of HEX is anticipated to reach at least degree of $0.068. The HEX cost can arrive at a most extreme degree of $0.082, with the typical exchanging cost of $0.07. HEX value forecast 2028. The cost of HEX is anticipated to reach at the very least worth of $0.0101 in 2028. The HEX cost could arrive at a greatest worth of $0.0118, with the typical exchanging cost of $0.0104 all through 2028. HEX value forecast 2029. HEX cost is estimate to arrive at a most minimal conceivable degree of $0.0147 in 2029. According to our discoveries, the HEX cost could arrive at a most extreme conceivable degree of $0.0175, with the typical estimate cost of $0.0151. HEX value expectation 2030. HEX cost is gauged to arrive at a least conceivable degree of $0.0227 in 2030. According to our discoveries, the hex cost could arrive at a most extreme conceivable degree of $0.0259 with a typical figure cost of $0.0235. Hex value conjecture 2031. According to the gauge and specialized examination, in 2031 the cost of hex is supposed to reach at least value worth of $0.316. The hex cost can arrive at a greatest value worth of $0.393 with the typical worth of $0.325. Hex value forecast 2032. As per our profound specialized examination on past value information of hex, in 2032 the cost of hex is estimated to be at around a base worth of $0.0474. The hex value worth can arrive at a limit of $0.0557 with the typical exchanging worth of $0.0487 in USD. Hex value forecast 2033. According to the gauge cost and specialized examination, in 2033 the cost of hex is anticipated to reach at least degree of $0.0708. The hex cost can arrive at a greatest degree of $0.0814 with the typical exchanging cost of $0.728. Hex value gauge 2040. Inspecting verifiable execution gives setting. Yet it is critical to perceive that previous presentation isn't demonstrative of future outcomes. According to the estimate and specialized examination, in 2040 the cost of hex is supposed to reach at the very least value worth of $1.31. The hex cost can arrive at a most extreme value worth of $1.62 with the typical worth of $1.40. Hex value figure for 2050. Associations and coordinated efforts with laid-out organizations or enterprises can contribute altogether to standard acknowledgement. In view of our hex cost expectation in 2050, the base anticipated cost is $1.96 and can reach as high as $2.23 for the year 2050. It can exchange at a normal typical cost of $2.06. Hex value figure facts. What will be the hex most elevated figure cost for 2024? The hex cost is supposed to arrive at a greatest degree of $0.024 toward the finish of 2024. What is the fate of hex? The eventual fate of hex is profoundly subject to the general presentation of the crypto business. With regards to putting resources into hex, you really want to ensure that you are utilizing the right system. This kind of speculation isn't appropriate for those with a topsy-turvy risk profile. Be that as it may, in any case a phenomenal venture for those who have a high capacity to bear risk and a strong monetary position, notwithstanding its theoretical nature. Hex likewise offers openness to a worldwide innovation and a consistently developing biological system. Is hex a wise speculation? Hex's worth is supposed to keep on growing, as deficiency will in general support cost rise. Kindly note, there is a gamble to any venture. Simply put resources into what you can achieve prior to arriving at any resolutions and direct the greatest examination conceivable. What amount will hex be worth in 2030? As far as cost, hex has a remarkable potential to arrive at new levels. Gauge hex will increment in esteem.